Ratona? Where are we? We're in the middle of a forest? This isn't the rendezvous point. You did it, Ratona! Your manacraft really worked! Where are we? Hey, Ratona? Where are we? I don't see the castle anywhere. I don't see anyone else either. Where are the townspeople? I don't know, milady. I haven't been able to call anyone through Comcraft since the start of the attack. Somehow, the enemy must have disrupted our leak to the Quinn Order. Since they infiltrated the keep, wouldn't that mean the warriors guarding the gates were all... By extension, that would make the worst possible outcome. Not only have our warriors fallen in battle, our people may have also shared their fate. Don't say that. They weren't seeking the death of the current king, but his daughters, and they even know where to find her. Those people attacked our kingdom during Father's absence. How could I have let this happen? They attacked the kingdom of Rugenhide in the absence of King Valor with the intention of assassinating Selphine. How could they have known about his absence? Only a select few, myself included, were made aware. How did they know to search for Selphine within the vicinity of the Sky Terrace? If they already knew so much, then they may very well have been assassinated. They may very well have assassinated King Valor. What should we do, Ratona? If they've disrupted our Comcraft links, then how will we warn my father? How dare I poison my mind with these baseless thoughts? But how? How could those children coordinate so effective an assault against the Quinn Order with such a short span of time? The only confirmation I have regarding the events of this evening was the enemy's intention to assassinate Selphine. Is it so wrong to take a life if it means protecting someone you can't live without? What could that child have meant? Did she say that in order to make me feel hesitant? Or was she speaking from experience? Coco and Marie. Together they're a force to be reckoned with. If I had dealt with Coco from the start, I could have at least disabled her when she was alone. But I couldn't do it with Marie around. I couldn't defeat them alone. Ugh. It's all in the past now. We have more pressing matters to attend to. Hey, are you listening? What should we do? Fret not, milady. Our priority is to determine exactly where we are right now. What do you mean, Ratona? You brought us here intentionally, didn't you? How could you not know where we are? Please, Ratona, talk to me. Tell me what's going on. Where are we? Forgive. Ratona? Forgive me. Why are you apologizing? There's nothing to forgive me, milady. I have no satisfactory excuse. I had only your safety in mind. I feared that I could not protect you, but moreover, I don't know why we've not reached our intended destination. What? Selphine's mind went blank from the shock of those unexpected words. Ratona was one of the most skilled manacrafters in the kingdom, as well as a role model to the young Selphine. She could only register disbelief at seeing this cool, collected person she'd always admired appearing so helpless. Ratona... Ratona knew her self-abasement would make Selphine anxious, but she was too ashamed to rise. Selphine was stunned, speechless. Neither spoke, but they had reached a similar, unspoken consensus. They were far from the kingdom of Rugenhide. And thus, the peaceful lives they once led were no more. Henceforth, they would embark on a perilous journey throughout this new world. They escaped? How? It's called the Riptide Effect. It's a random natural phenomenon we don't really understand. All we know is that it teleports any organic matter caught in it over a great distance. You've never heard of it, huh? There are plenty of stories about people who have been caught up in the vortices. People were sent days away from their starting point. And when they were found, they were in places that took days or weeks to reach on carriage. And even longer on foot. But that doesn't seem possible. Suddenly finding yourself in another place in the blink of an eye? It sounds like a myth. Besides, the vortex that took him away looked more like a cast mana craft than a random act of nature. I did mention that it's not well understood how it occurs, didn't I? I remember hearing some academics studying the effect. All they had was hearsay, so the best they could manage was a theory. Which was, apparently the Riptide Effect is deeply rooted in comcraft and manaline immersion. Normally, this requires a link to the intended recipient, which acts as the bridge for communication. Over time, this can extend across a decent distance. Once the link is established, the purified mana circulates constantly, allowing both parties to communicate throughout thoughts and emotions. The theory follows that the Riptide Effect can happen as long as the circulation of mana is dedicated to comcraft, or even erratum. How does erratum figure in? Great, she missed the point entirely. If you can talk to someone you're linked to by exchanging purified mana, then shouldn't you be able to be immersed in a mana line that's swept away physically by the mana stream's current? Are you still with me, Coco? That's the best idea those academics could come up with? Absolutely absurd. So you deny the theory even though you witnessed it in action. Why? Because it's impossible. Manipulating mana into manacraft is miraculous in itself. But this is just unnatural. Impossible and unnatural don't mean untrue. I went through the theory with you twice with an example. You owe me at least half of that. It's just not possible for a glasscrafter like her just to up and disappear with our target in tow. Does it make sense to you, Sion, for a manacrafter to have that power to break them both down to a molecular level? Send themselves through a mana line to another location? Where instead manacrafter reconstructs both bodies without any ramifications? Well, when you put it that way, it does make sense, so you get it. You're out of your mana-loving mind! Huh? Do you think I'm a child? How deluded do you have to be to buy into that fantasy fluff? Give me a break, Sion. Seriously, Coco, you can't dismiss it as just a plausible phenomenon. Plausible, my butt! Do you really think a single manacrafter can deconstruct and reconstruct two humans without leaving a crucial component or two? The amount of purified mana required would be immeasurable. It's impossible for a human to have a limitless reserve of purified mana. Quit being so narrow-minded and just think about it for a second. You think about it for a second. You can't send limitless mana through just any mana line. There are equally limitless mana lines out there, but you'd never find one that can handle that amount. Oh, come on. You do make a valid point, though. Finding a mana line that could actually withstand that is a 1,000,000 to 1 shot. Well, congratulations, Coco. You debunked the theory, for now. Now go take some time to unwind. You look stressed out. And whose fault is that, Sion? If you spoke more clearly to begin with. Coco. Yes? Calm down, okay? Keep calm. Carry on. Marie's got the right idea. Carry on. Carry on. Understood, Mistress. It's just weird that you reject the theory entirely. Even though you witnessed it in action, you're in denial, plain and simple. Why don't you let go of your facts and tell us why you think they got away?
Sion.
Yes?
Enemy dual crafter bending light?
The dual crafter who blinded you can bend light?
Yeah, and guess what? She was hiding the princess behind a glass wall in the east wing. I can't help but feel like I've been duped. I was so close to killing her. Princess Selphine concealed herself whole time?
A dual crafter that can refract varying intensities of light off of glass. New one on me. I'm not terribly familiar with this peculiar skill set, but it could be an exclusive trait to the people of Ruxenhide. Ever since Coco reported the target's disappearance, I've been trying to figure out how they could have escaped. But there's no evidence of them leaving this spot. For all we know, they could have escaped by using a form manacraft that we're just unfamiliar with.
Okay.
Ironic, really. We sealed them all in, smoked them out, slaughtered every last one, and yet our target still managed a miraculous escape.
Oh, okay, but Mistress...
Can we change the topic yet? You're putting me to sleep here, people.
Mistress Milano.
Oh, okay, new voice. Gotcha. From the sound of this comatose-inducing conversation, I'd say our work here is done, yes?
Not nice. Eavesdrop, sister.
You know it's not nice, Marie. I've been up here the whole time and not one of you even noticed me.
Please forgive us, mistress. I didn't sense your presence.
Neither did I, but Marie has a point. Personally, I thought you would have alerted us to your arrival.
No, why would I be that obvious? I was wondering if any of you had anything colorful to say about me behind my back. After all, ain't chit-chat a little more exciting when you don't know you're being listened in on? So she admits to eavesdropping. But no, you girls gave me nothing but monotony and mumbo-jumbo. I was so disappointed that I had just had to put a cap on the conversation. Conversation?
We never said anything negative about you, Mistress Milano.
Anyways, what's the bottom line? You all failed to stop the target and her servant from escaping our little slaughter. Does that sum it up pretty good? What's wrong, Coco? Why are you trembling? I have no excuse for failing you, Mistress Milano. I had them trapped, but the glass crafter. Escape shouldn't have been possible. You're so precious, Coco. Why, you almost remind me of a furry animal. I've got it now. You look like a defenseless little hamster with the way you're apologizing.
Yes, as Coco mentioned, the Glasscrafter's method of escape wasn't taken into consideration, much less anticipated.
Which is why you're still prattling about how one teensy-wincy servant foiled your perfect plan. Isn't that right, Coco? It is, mistress. Oh, what's the matter, Coco? You look so pale. Do you want a hug? That's enough, Sister Milano. I guess I went a little too far, huh? I'm sorry, Coco. Look at me, Coco. Yes, mistress. You're a strong girl. I wouldn't have it any other way. But you're only human, Coco. Humans will only make mistakes. It's just a fact of life. Am I wrong? No, mistress, but... Don't be afraid, Coco. Use your words. Please forgive me, Mistress Milano. But who would have thought that the Riptide Effect could materialize through manacraft? Why, I find this all too much to swallow without Sion's detailed explanation. I can't believe I'm coming from Sion. I can't believe it coming from Sion. After all, she's almost never wrong.
Words cannot express my gratitude.
Do me a favor, Coco. I want you to look me right in the eye and answer a question for me. Yes, mistress. Coco, did you learn from your mistake? Mistress? Humans are quite fallible, so much so that it's practically a way of life for them. I'm glad you're trying to learn from your mistakes, Coco. If you weren't, why, I'd think no better of you than those vermin. You are learning from your mistakes, aren't you? You're not unrepentant like the rest of humankind, right? You're not a rat, right, Coco? Of course not, I swear. I swear I will get them. You're not just saying that, are you, Coco? You'll really get them next time? I won't fail you, Mistress Milano, I swear. Actions speak louder than words. Understand? Because I have little tolerance for unrepentant rats, Coco. Ugh, oh my gosh. Allow me to explain, milady. The mana stream running through the planet's crust carries a continuous flow of mana throughout the planet. But tectonic activity can alter the course of some of the mana lines. If mana lines are severed, mana will become temporarily rerouted. Luckily, we can use the mana craft to keep any enlarged mana lines from returning to their natural state, allowing for a greater flow of purified mana. Keeping those mana lines enlarged allows a Riptide Effect to occur. We use this combined with something called Vectacraft to escape from Ruxenhide Castle. Nothing's missing anywhere. I guess I managed to reconstruct both Selphine and myself without any issues. Locating an enlarged mana line under the castle and forcing it to maintain a swelled state alone required nearly a year of effort. It cost another year of effort before I became accustomed to sending increased volumes of purified mana through this particular mana line. After 2 years of training, I was capable of sending 2 humans worth of purified mana through this mana line while keeping it stable. Learning how to effectively utilize this enlarged mana line was my first undertaking after being appointed as Princess Selphine's royal guardian. This enlarged mana line was to run under the neighboring kingdom of Vestoralcat to an emergency shelter maintained by both countries, but for some reason this mana line no longer leads near the shelter's entrance. Well, I guess escaping in and out of the mana stream in one piece is the only saving grace of the evening. If the mana line diverted even further from our original destination, we could have very well ended up in the abyss of the sea. And then we'd both have drowned to death. Hey, Ratona? I'm just wondering, how many special types of mana craft can you really use? Milady? It's just, we practically grew up together, but I've never once seen you cast a mana craft like this one until tonight. Selphine's face appears anxious and unrestrained curiosity. I can't really blame her. Selphine knows every mana craft and battlecraft that I've cast in the past, but I've never disclosed the knowledge of this mana craft to her. If you're referring to the Vectacraft, it was still being researched and had never been tested in the field. Never tested? I apologize, milady, but Vectacraft isn't a mana craft that can be used without justification. How do you figure? Well, for example, it would be impossible to return to Ruxenhide Castle from here. Impossible? Why? The current research into the Vectacraft only allows for travel one way. Therefore, returning to Ruxenhide through the mana line we emerged from is not possible. And wouldn't that mean we're stranded? From here on out, walking remains our only means of transport.